All right, what's going on, people? Glad you could stop by and hang out with me for just a few minutes. We're just gonna get in here and talk about Bo Nix. See what he's got going on here after his move from Auburn. Of course, everybody knows, and he took a quarterback spot up at Oregon, and it seemed to work out for him very well. So proud that you stopped by. Remember, hit the subscribe button on the channel, and let's put this up here real quick. We got to make sure nobody's offended or anything. And Section 107 of the Copyright Law of 1976, I have a disclaimer to use this in Fair Use Act of playing a video. And also, big shout out to Craney Company. Really enjoy their channel. So we're going to dig right in here and talk about it. Let's see. We'll go right here. And we'll bring them up on the screen.
On a serious note, real quick, this is one thing I want to know from you. How much has faith, played like in a role as being, a football player, quarterback, and just being yourself?
It's played, the biggest role in my life. It's allowed me to put everything in perspective at a time to where, you could have said, it was a tough moment or adversity hit or something like that. It was never like the end of the world. I was able to just bounce back, just continue to go and continue to compete and, find the next best step to move forward or get better or whatever it may be. But I think just my faith allowed me to look past the game of football and see a bigger picture and understand that football is just something very small in the game of life. But it's something that we enjoy to do. It's something that we, work hard to do, and it's something that we want to be our best at. But at the end of the day, the sun's going to come up the next day and you're going to move on. And football is just a very small part of your life. Like they were mentioning the other day, if you stop playing football at the age of 30, which is a long career for most people that would say it's a long career, you got a long life after that.
Yeah.
And you got a lot to do, a lot of it, things built, and you could use football to build up a lot and lay a great foundation and, have great relationships and, do well for yourself. But after that, you got to, move on. And football, is a great outlet for guys who have talents and who have, a passion for it to get started and to do something that they love doing.
Yep.
But it runs out for everybody. So I think that's where the faith comes in, because the sooner you understand that, I think the sooner you learn that, the easier, going through it, the easier the hard times are, the easier it is to just continue to move forward, because it's not all you got. It's not your identity, that we would say. But, you got to understand that life is about more than football and wins and losses.
Really well put. Very well. Tony?
Bo, congratulations on breaking the completion percentage mark, man. That's a heck of a feat. And I've always said, that's a more important stat to me than just going out and throwing for a bunch of yards, because when you're letting the ball fly and you're completing it at that high of a clip, it really is impressive. So congrats on that. We followed your career. We watched you play a lot of football at Auburn, watch you play a lot of football now at Oregon. I accidentally created an online firestorm last year when Jalen Hurts made it to the Super Bowl, saying that he is a former Alabama quarterback as well as an Oklahoma quarterback. Are you, moving forward, when you play for an NFL team here shortly, are you going to diplomatically claim both Auburn and Oregon, or are you going to move forward and say, look, this is the school I last played for, and I'm an Oregon Duck?
Well, I'll always be an Oregon Duck. That's one thing that, fortunately for me, I was able to go and spend 2 incredible years there. So I'm going to claim, Oregon for as long as I can. But at the same time, I graduated from Auburn too. So I get to claim that part of it too. And I spent a lot of, games at Auburn too. So I think it's respectful and okay to, to claim both. But obviously when you're doing announcements and stuff, right now I'm from Oregon because that's the most recent one. It's kind of like when you grow up. I moved around a lot as a kid, so I don't say I'm from Charleston, even though I lived in Charleston for 4 years. I just say the most recent, high school that I was at, and that's Pinson, Alabama. So I'm from Pinson Valley High School, and then now I'm from Oregon, but I can always hold Auburn in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
all right, I got one more for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, David.
No. I was just going to say, we get call-ins from all across the country. You got fans everywhere, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
All right, last question. Dan Lanning. Now, when I watch Dan, he seems like a guy you really want to play for. You know, you look at the way he talks, the way he carries himself. Pre-game speech-wise, he's got to be up there, man. Just talk about what it was like as a player, as a man playing for Dan Lanning, knowing what you're going to have to go out there and do, and the way he was able to tap in, the way that Kirby taps in, right? The way that the ones who know how to, the real ones, the genuineness of it. You can tell when a guy is up there, rah, 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 whatever. It seems like Dan
navigated it and, had a plan way before it happened. And he's just extremely smart and, he thinks ahead and he motivates all week. Y'all don't see him Tuesday when he's motivating us after practice, challenging us every day. But he always had some kind of really good one-liner at the end of every speech, and I swear he practiced it all. Because it rolled off of his tongue really nice.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll jump off there and let him. They talk about his former coach there, Dan Lanning, up at Oregon. So the matter of fact are that we're all going to play our last game of football at some point. A lot of young men out there are going to be graduating, and this kind of a tidbit note to roll over into that to say, if you're worried about your career in football, you work at it and you practice it on a daily basis because it's something that you need to work on, and it's something that you want to refine the skill so you can be taken higher in a draft pick or whatnot. And things that you work at and things that you put your time into, invest your time into, to build relationships with your coach, and absolutely build relationships with your fellow players. A lot of young guys play with each other from peewee, Pop Warner, whatever you call it, wherever you're at, all the way through. So it's good to make sure that you have a plan after football, because there's a thing of eternity that's going to matter. So shout out Crane & Company, spots here in the comment section. Click on there, watch the whole video. I watch them probably every day. And even though, we're not going to agree on everything, for the most part, I enjoy their show. I do. I like how it's done. And I've watched Jake, the head guy there in the middle, the dark-headed young man, since way, way back in the day. And I appreciate, and his brother also there, Blaine, for, bringing that question up and not being afraid to ask something that's, like Bo said, it's more important than football. And eternity is forever, and you're not going to play the game for football forever, and you're not even guaranteed tomorrow forever. And if you're not sure about where you're going, it's the same thing that you do with football. It's the same thing that you need to do with your relationship with Christ. It's something you need to practice that daily. You're not going to win every game, as in to say / you're not going to win every battle. It's just not possible to walk this earth and be sin-free and mistake-free as Christ was. We try to be like him as much as we can, but it's just impossible, and we know that. And no keeping of all the rules and making all the 870 some odd laws that, the Jews had brought into effect. And the reason of Christ's coming was to say it's more than that. You have to have a real relationship and line your spirituality with God, and that those laws, keeping them all, cannot get you there. The same as you break rules in the game of football, you get called for holding or offsides, and sometimes it can cost you the game. But God's not going to punish you forever. If you're saved and you believe it and you know it in your heart and you've said it and confessed it with your mouth, he knows where you're at. So be wary, and words to the wise, that we stumble every day. But preparing yourself and getting out on that field of battle in the world after you've played football that is the thing that's most important. And if you're just not sure, believe in your heart and confess it with your mouth that Christ is Lord. And he rose on the third day for your sins. And without him, there's no bridge. He's the person that fills in that sinking hole in the cavern, between these two mountains of life and God, the journey ever after in this old crumbly earth that we live on. There's a gap to bridge there. And Christ did that for you. And you don't have to pay him for it. He just does it because he loves you. So if you're not sure about that, again, I keep saying that, no. Before you sign your NLI, National Letter of Intent, you need to know if you got that name of yours in the good book of life. So that's all I got for you today. Just wanted to share that. It's good words and good faith from Brother Bo Nix up there, up at Oregon. Played at Auburn, and shout out again to Crane Company and Blaine is the brother for bringing that up. Because it is important. Because you're going to play football your last time sometime. But the eternity is forever. So young guys graduating, coming out, young ladies, I see all of you signing and going to your prospective colleges. I'm very proud of you guys, and congratulations on that. And I hope you got all your life works in order. And if there's anything I can do to help, please be more than glad to reach out to me. I'd be glad to listen, talk to your parents, talk to your local priest, youth director here in the county. We got plenty of good ones. Talk to Kevin, and he's a great guy, and be glad to talk to you no matter where you're from, or wherever you're at across the world. So appreciate you for stopping by channel here, the Big Mac Podcast. And if you like sports and that kind of stuff too, Sunday nights at 6:00 right up there, Locker Room Sports Talk. We'll be here, man. Me and Diamond Dean will break down some I got the Super Bowl coming pretty soon, so we'll probably talk about that. And area tournaments, have some of that stuff going on this weekend too. So everybody be safe, and maybe carry an umbrella with you. May have some speckles of rain stuff Sunday. So through the weekend should be pretty nice. And that's your weather forecast from Big Matt. Thank you.